Mass panic worldwide is where we start episode 6 of Three Body Problem.
What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
Militaries have been deployed across the world to try and control the rioting, which has reached fever pitch. The UN attempt to control the narrative, but it doesn't seem to be working. No surprise there. Mandatory curfews are in place, and while some religious sects have jumped on this and begin worshipping their new alien overlords, others are taken to hanging themselves, with bodies strung all the way down the Thames. Jin shows up to see Ye Wenji, who remembers a message from the Red Guard back in the day, posters demanding they forge a new world. Jin is livid, calling her a traitor and leaving her in this room alone. We then jump across to Witchwood Manor. Wade and the other soldiers have set up a meeting to try and come up with some sort of plan to defeat the Santee. Given the Sophons are all around them, many doubt the validity of their moves, wrapped in paranoia and distrust. Wade believes they need to keep working on advancing their research regardless of what's happening, while simultaneously going after the Santee and taking the fight to them. Specifically, he's intending to send up a probe to intercept the enemy fleet. They need to know about their plans, but doing so would be way too long a mission, given it would take 398 years to reach them. Wade heads off to speak to Jin and asks her to come up with a solution to this for them. Jin is shocked, but heads up to the manor all the same and presents her ideas to the group. She wants to use their nuclear weapons to conduct something called a nuclear pulse propulsion. Basically, their ship would use a radiation sail to be propelled after a series of atomic bombs are blasted out in space. This is the easiest way for them to hit towards their light speed goal, but the others don't agree with her proposal. Not only is it a really expensive endeavour, the margin for error is incredibly small. They believe they still have 400 years and time is on their side. Wade, however, doesn't share their lackadaisical attitude. In his office, Raj shows up and wants to be part of the Space Fleet team, given he has a background in nuclear engineering. He speaks his case pretty passionately, and Wade nonchalantly tells him he should have come to him when he first heard of this several years back. Raj is quite taken aback, but Wade does allow him to be part of the group, specifically that of the team building the base up on the moon. Augie joins Will and Sol on the beach as they comment how terrible England is for their beaches, and as a Brit, yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
He's out of line, but he's right.
After all of her drama with Wade and the others, Jin shows up with a housewarming gift, which happens to be a goldfish in a bowl. When Augie finds out that Jin is working with Wade, she pleads her not to. She believes that this is all leading to another Hiroshima and warns against her work. Jin does eventually leave in the morning, with things still pretty tense between them, after a beautiful chat with Will down by the water, ending in her placing a paper origami boat in the water. Will again misses his chance to tell her how he feels. With Jin gone, Sol and Augie suggest he go and spill his heart out later that day, and ignore Raj, who's having his own issues connecting with Jin given their top secret plan.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Will gets a train all the way up to London, shows up at a door, and notices Raj and Jin together, and he changes his mind and goes back to the south coast again.
Unbelievable.
He seems relatively calm. He's realised Augie is the one Jin needs and comments how amazing and awesome she is. Meanwhile, Clorent shows up to see Ye Wenji and demands the truth. He wants to know exactly why Vera jumped. It turns out Vera actually intercepted messages between her and Evans on her phone. She didn't even leave a note and just outright killed herself. It's apparently not because of the aliens or her work, it was just because of the shame with her mum sleeping with Mike Evans. Ye Wenji is allowed to go eventually, but Clarence is keeping a tight leash on her, deciding to watch everywhere she goes by having a tail planted on her. As it turns out, Ye Wenji simply gets a train and goes back home. Augie shows up to see Jin and decides to work with her after all. And while this is happening, Will heads down into the water and sees a sign coming in the form of several paper origami boats, just like what Jin showed him. As a result, Will shows up at the donating centre we heard about earlier in the episode, during a conversation about the woes of the rich. This company is called The Stars Our Destination, and he decides to buy a star. And that is where the episode ends. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.